Okay, I just wanted to cut in here for something. Hey, look, this guy's here. This is one of the, this is basically the Morville City Pokemon Center guy who I remember the most, because he was the one who I had in my first copy of Ruby. Yes, I remember this one! Yeah, I remember this one, although I changed the last word to entertaining, because I just found, yeah, the original song too offensive. Yeah, because before you actually let him change the lyrics and stuff, and it was really annoying because basically I accidentally had him migrate to someone else's game when I traded with them, or mixed records with them or something, and then I told them don't change the song, and of course they changed it. That was annoying. Anyway, I'll see you when my training's over. During training, this happened! Why do damage ranges always happen like this? Okay, basically, that was actually Clarinet's dig that did that, and then I got roared out to Trumpeter, so yeah, that... Really? Oh, I'm not good with damage ranges, am I? Oh, by the way, this guy right here on Route 111, he uses a Talonflame and a Haxorus on his rematch team in the post-game. Wow, they have gotten a lot better since the original Ruby and Sapphire. Are you kidding me? The same thing happened again! Oh! Really? 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 We're gonna do it this way? Really? Oh, by the way, this Perugly is outspeeding Tuba, by the way, despite being 9 levels lower. Yeah, that's really weird. And again! It happened, though this time I had rough skin, but still, that actually happened again. You probably couldn't see there, but it survived on a pixel of health. Again! 3 times in one training session, really? Welcome back to the Pokemon Alpha Sapphire Challenge Run. Last time, we defeated Wallace outside of the Sky Pillar, and this time it's time to head on in, finally, because... my team is finally all trained and ready. Level 60 across the board. Now, I'm missing 2 members. I explained why around the end of the last video, so check that out if you have forgotten about that. But anyway, looks like the team is kind of ready. Also, something I want to show. Tuba here, I taught Tuba Aqua Jet. Now, this might be very useful for one of the upcoming fights. So, okay. Look here, we have Clarinet here. Trumpeter, Tuba, and Bone Flute. Bone Flute's stats are looking pretty nice, actually. All level 60, but yeah. I want to go ahead and withdraw 1 Pokemon to act as just a bit of a, I don't know, like, one, I caught them, I may as well use them, and just because, you know, we're using Rayquaza. Now, to make this fair, this one is only going to be, this sort of sub-member is only going to be level 50, and yeah, they have to fight alone. They're not officially part of a pair or anything. So yeah, this might be interesting. But really, it's all going to be up to these 4. These 4, well, yeah, these 2 are still heroes, and they'll definitely get their chance to shine in the Elite Four rematches. But for now, it's time to head to Sky Pillar and finish the Delta episode once and for all. Let's go. And yes, I'm at Pacific Log Town at the moment, so time to head on over to Sky Pillar and meet up with Zinnia, hopefully, and find out just why does she not exactly have the world's best interest in mind, or if she does and yet is just kind of not going about it in the right way. This music is still pretty cool, but anyway, let's head on in. Yeah, we get this music just like the original. Oh, okay, originally I think it played different music here, and I remember you'd have Sky Pillar's shadow here, but of course, you don't really see it now, considering how big Sky Pillar is in these versions of the game. Just gonna check if there's any items around here. But yeah, this looks pretty huge. So, let's go in. Okay, it has its own music now. That's interesting. And it looks like Zinnia's here already. Now, something that I actually forgot to mention when I heard this. You might remember this music from the intro to the Delta episode that played after the credits. This music is actually a variation on the music that plays during Rayquaza's descent, like the cutscene where it calms down Groudon and Kyogre, in Emerald version. Again, very nice touch to fans of Emerald. I noticed this pretty much right after I recorded that video, and was like, I wish I had mentioned that at the time. It's like, I knew this was familiar, and I remembered the Rayquaza's descent music, so yeah, I'm glad about this. Anyway, yeah, the only thing that could make this any more epic is if they actually used Sky Tower's theme from Mystery Dungeon. That would be okay. We have wild Pokemon in here, from what it looks like, so yeah, but let's check this out. Well, Zinnia seems pretty happy. This place just certainly looks like it's seen better days, though. It looks kind of crumbling. Yeah, there's a mural there, just like the one back in Granite Cave. Yes, it's exposition time. She's gonna turn into a Shizu Ishtar for a bit. Oh, that must be what Meteor Falls is! Yeah, finally, we actually get an explanation for Meteor Falls after all this time. You know what? You know what I'm getting a vibe of? This really reminds me of the second last chapter of Fire Emblem 6, when basically you go through okay, so it seems like there are wild Pokemon here. That is interesting. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they're mostly clay dolls. Also, unique battle background, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. Oh, I actually can't catch this thing anyway, because it's genderless, so couldn't catch this even if I wanted to. And I'm pretty sure they're the only thing that's around here. Might as well use repels, actually. I don't really need to catch any more Pokemon here. Anyway, the second last chapter of Fire Emblem 6, one where you go through this huge dragon's altar, and basically there's this guy called Jahn, and who is descended of an ancient tribe, of course, in this case of literal dragons. And basically, every time you go through an area, he explains another chapter of, there's another ladder here. Interesting. He explains pretty much another chapter of the story of what really happened in the distant past. And look at that! That looks like a Mega Stone symbol. We didn't see that before. Yeah, I think we're going to learn the truth about Mega Evolution soon. But yeah, anyone who's played Fire Emblem 6, Sword of Seals, or Binding Blade as it's sometimes called, will know about that. Yeah, it's probably the only part of that game that I actually like. Yeah, Fire Emblem 6 is my least favourite Fire Emblem by far, but I just really like that part because the actual story that Jahn tells you is actually quite unique and original. The only thing unique and original about that game's plot, actually. But, yeah, that's for another time. But yeah, having to go to different floors and the person giving you exposition every time, yeah, it really feels really similar. We didn't wait very long. Yeah, here I think is the Mega Evolution part. Oh yeah, its power does overwhelm them alright. You'll be seeing that soon. Would that be the seafloor camp? Oh, Satopolis. Yeah, of course it would be Satopolis. Yeah, that explains the connection of Wallace and the Satopolians to this place. Oh, I see a TM there. Gonna have to make sure to get that. Yeah, this place definitely does look like it's seen better days. At least they're referencing the holes in the floor. So, yeah. There's no more cracked floors here, which, there are a lot of people complaining about them removing the cracked floors. Really, I'm kind of glad to see them go. That puzzle was really annoying. Yeah, it looks like that there is Satopolis in the picture there. And see an Omega symbol on Groudon's arm over there. Uh-oh, that's not good. Yeah, so the first ever Keystone. In other words, the most broken thing in all existence. Yes, even more broken than Arceus, if you can believe that. Yeah, it's Mega Evolution. You know, admittedly, it's kind of annoying they spoiled Mega Rayquaza and all the promotional materials, because it would have actually been a pretty cool plot twist to find out that, yeah, that Rayquaza actually has a Mega Evolution, and that Rayquaza was pretty much the first Pokemon to ever be able to do that. I need that TM, though. That is something I must have. Yeah, everything is all, like, triangles now. Well, can't go that way. And more Zinnia exposition time. Well, of course it would have, otherwise none of us would be here. Okay, so their powers got drained. Delta, there we go. And that would be AZ, possibly. So what does Jufa Town, what relation does Jufa Town have to this? A giant tower and paintings of the past. Are they talking about the Tower of Mastery or something? I still want that TM. And suddenly different camera angles. One who holds knowledge and power, but, not courage, apparently. So my guess is the original meteorite is kind of broken now, and she has to gather a whole bunch of keystones to try and make a new version of the meteorite. Oh, we have to go down a whole bunch of these to get to the TM, don't we? Oh, only 2 it looks like. Now, what TM could have been lying here all this time? Explosion! I didn't actually expect that. I guess we've already got Dragon Claw, but Explosion? Really? That's actually a little ironic, considering this place was meant to, you know, celebrate saving the world, and yet the TM inside is like, explosion. Unless someone wanted to try and blow up this place in the past or something. Okay, now I have no idea when is our last chance to save before the fights that are coming up. And from what I hear, if you lose to the next, well, not to the next fight, but to one of the fights that's coming up, you actually don't get another chance. It continues as if you won. So, yeah, I need to save, just in case something bad happens. Okay, here we are at the top. What we're seeing first. And for some reason, it's now nighttime. Yes, the show. Oh yeah, we got the tickets to that, but it's going to be a much more apocalyptic show than we probably would have thought. The Dragon Hark Altar. That even sounds like something out of Fire Emblem. Yeah, she's going to summon Rayquaza. Just like in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, actually. Let me just cut off for a second. They just had to give Zinnia's theme a Feels remix, didn't they? I am suffering from Feels overload and am now dying. And suddenly it's morning again. Yeah, this is kind of infamous among fans of this game. Apparently Zinnia knocked you out for no reason. Like, literally, she has no reason to have done that, and it's really weird. Like, seriously, there was literally no point in her knocking you out except to change the time of day. It's really weird. That possibly refers to the ultimate weapon, actually, in Infinity Energy. Also, Alpha looks kind of angry in the background there. And sudden embarrassing music fade out. You have to mean it, Zinnia. I guess Rayquaza's not going to respond to amoral means. And now the Chekhov's gun is fired, at last! Yep, turns out this meteorite was really important. Good thing we can't give it back to Cosmo like we could in the originals. Well, it did have the Megastone symbol on it. Yeah, of course it's up to us. Okay, we have a chance to save here from the looks of things. So, let's go and switch the party around a bit, because I definitely want... Trying to think here who I actually want to... Actually, yeah, I might want to go lead with Bone Flute for a bit, because I've heard Rayquaza is kind of easy to catch. I'm pretty sure we're forced to lead with Rayquaza in the next fight anyway. Oh, speaking of which, I only just realized that most people pronounce it Rayquaza these days. Honestly, one, Rayquaza is closer to the Japanese pronunciation, which I tend to follow, and two, you might have noticed that in that incantation that she was actually saying, Rayquaza actually rhymes better with the last part of it than Rayquaza would. So, interesting. Well, actually, only in... only with my accent it rhymes. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and save now. So yes, you do have a convenient point to save and reset for Rayquaza. So, like, yeah, you don't have to sit through all of that cutscene every time you want to get a better Rayquaza. The problem is, though, you do have to sit through all the stuff afterwards from the looks of it. Oh, right, we have to just press A. Hi, Whisper. Okay, let's do this. That is a very long sound. Okay, yeah, the music doesn't even change. This is pretty awesome. Here we go, Rayquaza appeared. Level 70 Rayquaza, activating Airlock, which will get rid of any effects of weather. And it's going to get an even better ability soon. Oh boy, is it going to get a better ability. I'm going to see if I can Stone Edge it, because hopefully that won't KO it. Ow, that's going to be bad. Okay, Rayquaza is pretty powerful already as it is, but it's about to get even stronger. Oh, wow, that was very nice. Okay, I'm glad I didn't crit, because if I had crit, that might have been very bad. Let's just go ahead and chuck a... Let's see what I got. I got Ultra Balls, I have Net Balls, I have Timer Balls, I have Repeat Balls, Dust Ball, Luxury Ball. I could try and go for it in a Nest Ball, but nah. You know what? I'm gonna go for my one Luxury Ball. Just because it's got actually a pretty decently high catch rate. I spoke too soon. Dragon Dance, oh crap, if I don't catch the thing fast, bye-bye team. Yeah, I had better be quick about catching this. Okay, Ultra Ball spam time. Don't think the battle will even last long enough for me to get maximum power timer balls. Okay, Game Freak, you said that this thing had an improved catch rate. Oh boy, extreme speed. This is actually really bad because I'm now forced to use Bone Flute, not Bone Flute, Tuba, and Tuba has rough skin. Although, from what I've heard, if you knock this thing out, you're just forced to catch it again, but... rough skin damage will be the most embarrassing way to fail this. Please use a non-contact move if you do break out of this ball. 1, 2, 3... There we go! Okay, that was close. That could have been bad if it had used extreme speed. I don't think... Oh yeah, and being a force catch, you don't get experience from Rayquaza. So, yeah, you can't knock it out repeatedly to get experience or anything like that. And no experience also means no effort points, so yeah, no grinding on Rayquaza. You get nothing from it. You have to catch it. It flies forever through the ozone layer, consuming meteoroids for sustenance. The many meteoroids in its body provide the energy it needs to make it... Oh, that's a new Pokedex entry. That's interesting. So, I'm not going to nickname Rayquaza because technically it's not something that I can actually catch. And I add this extra space in my party, so it gets added automatically. But normally, apparently, you're actually forced to send something to your PC at this point if you have a full party, which I find really annoying. I always liked having the option to not use Ubers given the chance, because that's the way I always did it in Black and White and in X and Y. The final fights just felt really anticlimactic if you use Ubers for them, so I didn't like doing that. But anyway, looks like it is over. Yeah, after all that. So what? Alpha Draconid now? Oh, great. Here we go. Rayquaza is about to ascend to the ultimate tier of brokenness. Now, from what I think I've heard... Rayquaza succeeded to the power of Dragon Ascent. Now, I think that replaces Fly from what I've heard. Now, I might want to just briefly stop the action to discuss something. Dragon Ascent. Now, its name is actually really interesting from in Japanese. In Japanese, its name literally translates as to paint a dragon and dot its eyes. And this probably sounds really weird to you, but there is an important metaphorical and mythological significance behind this. Basically, it refers to putting the finishing touches on something in its modern-day usage. But where it really dates back to is an old legend about a painter who goes around finding paintings of dragons and drawing eyes on them, and that causes the dragons to come to life and ascend to the heavens. That is where this move comes from. So, the English name of this move kind of loses some of its mythological significance, and I'm actually really glad I happened to look up this move on Bulbapedia just randomly on my own time. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to say this, but yes. This attack is, again, in Japanese, literally called to draw a dragon and dot its eyes. Interesting fact there. Zinnia's last task as Lawkeeper. Here we go! We have obtained Rayquaza's power for our own. Now, we have to prove to her that we can use that power. In battle! The final duty of the last Lawkeeper.